everybody.
It's the Wonder Women. Hey, we thought we'd do a little video about our tent and our bedding that we're going to use when we backpack, when we do the Appalachian Trail. And most of the stuff we've been using for years, so we're using our same tent, the Hubba Hubba. There's a lot of other lightweight ones out there, but we're going to stick with that one because we like it, and we share it, so it's a couple pounds a piece that we carry with the tent.
One of the great things about the Hubba Hubba is that you each have a vestibule. So when you're in the Hubba Hubba, on the one person's side has a vestibule and the other person's side has a vestibule. So the entrances are on each side, which is really nice.
It makes it easy to get in and out. And then I use, in the video after this, you'll see I use this. Annette and I both use sleeping bags that are quilts. So it's like a half of a sleeping bag, and I have a Thermarest one. Annette has a.
This is a little American kind of cottage industry one called Jacks Are Better.
Yeah.
I think they make a lot of hunting stuff and stuff like that.
But it's the same idea as this one. It's just a different brand.
Little pair of jacks on their tag called Jacks Are Better, like playing card jacks.
Now, when we went with these, we went little and light. You could see it's pretty small and it's light.
Oh yeah, this packs up super light. I have it in its breathable bag.
But it's not as warm as some, because sometimes we're camping in the summer and we don't want a big hot sleeping bag. So we kind of have started doing layers. So we have a silk liner, which I'll show in the video too.
Yeah, so you're kind of taking the same approach that you do like dressing in layers, except this is
we're sleeping in layers. And this is really light and small. In the video I say it gives you an extra 15 degrees, but I think it's 10. And
I think it's 8 to 10.
And the bivy sack, which I'll show you in a little bit, it gives it an extra 15. But anyway, so this goes inside, and I'll show that on the video. And it's just a silk liner that we found at REI. And so that's that.
Yeah, those are nice. And they're also, if it were super hot, you could just sleep in your silk liner.
And we've just used silk liner. I mean, because sometimes it's hot.
Sometimes when you're sleeping, if you're in Utah or Arizona or wherever, and it's just hot, or gosh, nowadays you could be anywhere and it could be that hot.
And then this is the bed pad, the blow-up bed pad that we use, and it is a Thermarest, and it is an Neo Air X-Therm. They're kind of expensive, but I love them. Love, love, love. Before, our hips would hurt. Your hips would, when you're on the ground, hard ground like that. But this, I never feel the ground. It keeps the cold off of the ground, and so it keeps you warm if it is cold. But anyway, we love these.
We use those on we've been using them. We got them right before we did the Colorado Trail. Used them for the Colorado Trail, and
love them.
We're like, it changes your conversation. You're looking at something that you normally wouldn't be thinking you could sleep on. You're like, oh, we can sleep on it.
Yeah, and Annette has hers has a hole in it, so she sent it back to get it repaired. So hopefully she'll get it back in time. Anyway, this, I have not taken backpacking. Well, I did on the Oregon coast. We took them. But this is another layer. But it would go on the outside of your bag. So you'd have your silk liner, the sleeping bag, and this. But I'd never really use it. But it is a layer that's there, really lightweight.
Super light.
And it's just like a sleeping bag.
And it can double as your emergency
blanket
because it's exactly what it is, really, except it's...
And this does add 15 degrees to your bag.
In a zip, it zips not the whole way down, which would be nice if it did, but it just like a third of the way down. It unzips, and it's it's
another layer.
It's a really nice piece to have when you don't know, like this trip that we're doing on the Superior Trail. We don't really know what kind of weather we're going to have. We don't know if it's going to lean toward the really cold side or, we're not sure. So,
yeah. And so one thing we do to keep warm is we have a hat. To sleep in a hat is kind of awkward, but it really does keep you warm if it is cold out there.
Yeah. So if you have a stocking cap that is really, make sure it's really comfortable and loose on your head. Like I have Gordy, which we all know is the supreme hat of all hats, and I don't expect anyone to find a hat as good as Gordy. But
yeah. But anyway, so we're going to show you. Stay tuned and watch the video of our tent and our sleeping arrangements. And if anybody has any other ideas out there who watch this video, we are always open. Let us know.
Okay.
This is our bed pad that we use, our air mattress. So it gets that big, fits inside the tent there. So it unrolls and you blow it up, and I will show you that when we get it blown up. It's kind of... So this is the bed pad. Once it's blown up, we usually leave it pretty soft because once you lay on it, the air, makes it feel more firm. But one thing we've been bringing with us is a silk liner, and it adds. It's just like a sleeping bag where you just slip inside of it, just like a sleeping bag, and it adds 15 degrees to your sleeping bag. So if it's really cold, you use that. Sometimes if it's really not that cold, I will use it anyway, because if you have hot flashes and you're laying on this thing, it is awful. You stick to that. So this is kind of a lining for that. And then we've been going with these sleeping bags that are like half of a sleeping bag. It has, you don't zip, it's like a quilt, but it has this end like this. So you just put it under the end there, so it keeps your feet in there, keeps you warm, and then it's just bedding like that. And that's our bedding. I use my clothes bag for a pillow, and there you have it. So we thought while we're out here using our tent, we would just show you. This is called the Hubba Hubba. It's an MSR tent. We've had it for a long time. The poles are one hub, as you can see. We already started it, so we're just kind of goes on each end. But it's so easy to put up. It takes us like no time to get this tent up. We love it. It's light. We've had it for years. And then you just kind of hook all the hooks on. So Nettie's over here hooking hooks. It's got a nice screen, so if you ever just want to leave the fly off, you can have a nice, it's just one big screen room. It has 2 doors, which we love, on the side, so each person has a door, so it's easy to get in and out of. You have to get up in the night or whatever. So that is the tent, and I'll show you in a little bit the fly once we get that on. All right. So there's our tent, the Hubba Hubba. We staked the doors out there. We rolled that one back so you can kind of see the inside of the tent, and then there's a door on the other side over there. And then we pull these. This helps kind of get an airflow through there, so if you kind of do the ties. There you have it.